Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about gentle skincare and sometimes self-care. And today we're talking February favorites. It's already time. Such a short month, but this is the video where I get to share with you all of the skincare and beauty products that made a big impression on me this month. So if you're so ready, let's jump right on in. Give the video a big thumbs up. So I want to kick the video off with Niod Survival Zero. So I've been really slowly making my way through the big haul that I did during the Black Friday sale of The Ordinary and Niod. And this was one of the products, that I picked up during that time. I have been using it for a couple of months now, but February was the month where I was reaching for this over and over and over again. It really kind of revealed its benefits to me, and it actually really kind of became a staple in my skincare routine. So let me tell you what this is, because I always find Niod products to be slightly confusing. I'm like, just tell me what you do. And they're always presenting these really big scientific words, and it's always very confusing. So basically what this is this is a supercharged antioxidant serum. This is really all about protecting your skin from environmental stressors, from UV, from free radicals. It's all about the antioxidants, baby. This has so many antioxidants in the ingredients list. So many. And some of my very favorite ones, like Pinus pinaster bark, which is also known as pycnogenol. You know how I am obsessed with that ingredient, how well it treats my skin. Not only is it an amazing protective antioxidant, but it's actually really skin soothing as well. This formula also has so many amino acids in it, and those are amazing for hydrating the skin. They're just so great for skin health overall and skin balance. And that's really how I view this serum. We're getting all the protection and benefits from some really amazing antioxidants, but then we've got the skin healthy ingredients in here too, and the skin hydrating ingredients. It's just a very skin strengthening, skin protecting, and skin health forward type of serum, and I've really been appreciating that in my routine. I have been going through quite a bit of sensitive skin, quite a bit of inflammation and breakouts this month that really forced me to be very simple with my routine and go for very gentle products. I couldn't experiment too much with new stuff. It's a cream texture, like a creamy hydrating type of serum texture, but it's very thin. This is not even as thick on the skin as modulating glucosides, which I absolutely love. This is a much thinner layer on the skin, and so I love that because I don't have to think about the other products that I'm putting next to this that much. If I want to use a really moisturizing toner before this, I can use this and not build up thickness on my skin. Hey, not every serum pairs well with Clinique Cream Skin Refiner, you know what I'm saying? This just really helped keep my skin strong, healthy, hydrated, and antioxidants do have a secondary benefit of really helping to minimize inflammation on the skin. They're not the first ingredients that you think about when you think about soothing inflammation, but that's actually inherently how antioxidants work. They reduce inflammation on the skin. When you reduce inflammation on the skin, what's caused by maybe exposure to the sun, that actually reduces the damage that's happening on your skin, or the damage to your collagen structure, right? So there is an anti-inflammatory benefit to antioxidants. There's so many in this serum, and that's kind of, I think, why I was reaching for this so much, is because it is very gentle. There's no exfoliators in here, or even collagen stimulating or brightening ingredients. It is just really about healthy skin and protecting your skin. But because it did seem to help calm my skin down during its really high inflammation phase, it was just really reliable. Next is the Mary and May Vegan Blackberry Complex Cream Essence. Now, this is no stranger to my channel. This is not a new product. I was talking about this a lot back in the fall. I did some shorts on it. I also did a full this or that episode comparing this to the Dr. Circle Vegan Kombucha Tea Essence, which I love that product. I have for many years. I've used so many bottles of it, so it should be no surprise to you. I'm just spoiler alert on that if you haven't seen it. Mary and May did not win that battle. Dr. Circle did, and yeah, that's really how I feel about it when I compare the two products. That's where I stand. And I think I got a little too caught up in scrutinizing every little detail. So now that I'm not really having any type of direct comparison against this product, I can just enjoy it for what it is. And it's been serving my skin so well this month because it has been like a like kind of like an up and down type of month weather wise. It's like, does it still want to be winter or does it want to start to become spring? And like half of the month it's been quite mild and balmy and rainy even. And then like yesterday we got 5 inches of snow. So spent my night shoveling. So it's just been that kind of month. And so I have been kind of, as much as I've needed to keep my skincare kind of bland and simple this month, I have been kind of like going back and forth between how much moisture and how much hydration my skin is craving, you know, due to the weather. And so for the more balmy, milder days, this has been my go-to kind of like moisturizing product in my routine, because the cream and the hydration here is like equal. It's like 50-50. It's not a really, really heavily moisturizing product. And so it's perfect for these in-between days. It keeps my skin balanced but not overwhelmed. And you know how I was talking about with the Niod serum that like sometimes not all serums match up well with creamy, like tonery types of products before you put your serum on. And this, I have really not experienced a lot of problems with other skincare and this. Like it just does not sit on my skin heavily. I don't have to, kind of a theme here, I don't have to think about it too hard. I can just add it into my routine without issue. So I've really been enjoying it. I am getting very close to finishing it. And it's been really nice to just appreciate this product for what it is on its own. And that has been kind of like been a greater theme for me this month, because I have been participating in Frugal February. Maybe you are too. I've been finding like January, February, and probably March are going to be like my frugal period for this year. One, I just think it's a really good thing to kind of like take a look at how much money you're spending, and see where you can kind of cut. I mean, obviously inflation is still very high. Grocery prices are still very high. It makes sense to cut back where you can, right? And save money where you can. It's just a good habit to be in. But of course, like right after holiday spending and stuff too, it's like you just kind of want to like, you just want to kind of like clear the plate a little bit, right? So I've been on Frugal February. It's not really a no buy necessarily, but it's a very low buy for me. I just find that no buys do not work whatsoever. I feel like when I put myself into a scarcity mode, I will lash out and rebel every single time. So if I put myself on a no buy for 30 days, I won't buy anything for 30 days, but on day 31, I will go wild, you know what I mean? Because it's that scarcity really, I don't know, it really gets to me. It doesn't work for me. But when it's a little bit more manageable, when I'm just trying to keep my expenses very low, I'm not trying to like buy the most expensive stuff or do huge hauls, but I might reward myself with small things along the way. I find that to be much more sustainable. So that's my little financial talk for the month. But I have been finding myself going back to what I already own. So I was saying this was like kind of like halfway-ish empty when I revisited it a little before February, but this month, and I've been able to appreciate it. I've been able to appreciate what I already have now that I kind of shifted my mindset a little bit from chasing all the new stuff to appreciating what I have. So I'm not putting myself in scarcity, but when I am thinking in a more frugal mindset, I'm actually able to appreciate things a lot more, and that has been really helpful for me. So it's something that I'd recommend. Maybe we do mindful March together or something. So the next product totally fits into appreciating what you already have. These are the SKIN1004 Centella Quick Calming Pad. Now these are actually toner pads, and I've talked about these before, and in fact I was so certain I had already declared these a monthly favorite back in the summer that I had to like check myself and go back through my videos, and I realized I actually surprisingly had not, which was odd because I love these so much. These are a hydration bomb. OMG. These are so deeply hydrating. So these are pretty much the same formulation as the Centella Ampule from SKIN1004. There's some differences here. It's a little bit more watery. It's a little lighter, but it's got like a lot of the same benefits in a toner pad format. And I really love the size and the shape of these toner pads because they're not just the big old giant circles, which I find, while they're great, I do find them to be kind of difficult to place around my face. I love that these have like a half moon cutout on one side of the circle, so that actually makes it ideal for fitting it right, getting a real nice tight fit around your, what do I call it? A nose crack. Your nose crack, or even getting it right up underneath the eyes. You get a really nice, good fit wherever you want to put it. I even sometimes will like put the curved part up by my hairline. So I just feel like these fit the face, the curvature of your face just a little bit better. I think they're just like kind of a smarter format for a toner pad. As I mentioned, I have been going through a little rough period with my skin. It's been a little bit more sensitive, irritated, inflamed, red, and a lot of that is actually linked back to a very minor health issue that I'm going through with a vitamin D deficiency, and my immune system is just a little bit out of whack. My hormones are just a little bit out of whack. I'm on the path to getting things in check and in balance, but it's definitely been difficult to deal with, and it actually has caused I believe it has been linked to the breakouts that I was having with my immune system flare up, but it also has been causing a lot of fatigue for me. I've just been very, very tired. I really like these because I can put these on my face and they act like a sheet mask, but in a much shorter period of time. And I don't know, there's just something about like psychologically, these pads just feel like less of a commitment than opening up a full sheet mask. So I just put these on for like 3 to 5 minutes and I'll just go do something else. Like I'll change into my pajamas, or, you know, maybe I'm doing something else really quickly, and then I'll just come back and I have skin that is feeling a lot more hydrated than if I had just used a toner. Definitely less redness on my face, very soothing, calming feel to these. And they've definitely helped with breakouts too, because Centella is such a great calming, anti-inflammation, antibacterial type of ingredient. So not only was this great to appreciate the abundance of products, great products that I already have, I don't need to go out and buy new things, right? But this has also helped me in like an odd spot where I just don't have a lot of energy for skincare, but my skin definitely needs a little TLC and pampering. And so these were my quick solution, my fatigue solution to masking. But I mean, even if you don't need that solution in your life, but you just want a deeply hydrating product, I would actually really like to put this on your radar, because the very first time I used them, I was like, oh my gosh, so much hydration on my skin. These feel amazing. And like I said, it's really similar to the ampule, but there are differences here. Like, bottle this, SKIN1004, bottle this into a toner, because this is amazing on the skin. And another product that made me say OMG this month is the new Beauty of Joseon Matte Sun Stick. Now, I did do a full video review of this 2 weeks ago, so definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. I have all the nitty-gritty details about this particular product in that video, but let me talk about why it's a monthly favorite for February. You know, I do actually enjoy sun sticks. I don't have a lot of favorites because they're really tricky for a couple of reasons, but I guess one of my biggest gripes with sun sticks as a sunscreen format really comes down to texture, because in order to get that solid stick format with the sunscreen ingredients in it, it usually does end up being something that is quite waxy, but also greasy and quite heavy on the skin. It is quite a heavy duty layer on your skin. And that is actually one of the good things about sun sticks. They can offer really great protection, a really great film on your skin, but it's also a drawback because it doesn't feel very good. And of course, you know, the format, the application of a sun stick definitely lends itself to application errors. It can be very difficult to get, although a swipe will give you good protection, it's very difficult to ensure that you've gotten even coverage on every part of your face, and just the inherent nature of like basically deodorant for your face. It's hard to get like into the nose cracks and the dips and the bumps and the curves and everything, right? So just in that sense, it's just difficult. There are drawbacks to this format, but they can also be very handy for reapplication on the go. They can actually be really, really handy if you like to do sunscreen on top of your hands. I hate putting sunscreen on my hands in a lotion format because I don't like the feeling of sunscreen on my palms at all. So when I went to Greece, I did travel specifically with a sun stick for those particular situations. For the tops of my hands, I went on a bike tour. You definitely want to cover, you know, your hands in a sunscreen when you're riding a bike, but you definitely don't want greasy palms when you're gripping a bike, right? That's where a sun stick can come in handy. It's really great for sports. I did not think that a sun stick could be truly matte and that could feel so airy and light on the skin. That's what made me say OMG about this product, was the texture. And it's a really rare sun stick, or just sunscreen product in general, that I know this is on my skin because whenever I'm wearing this and I'm washing my face when I'm double cleansing, I feel the waxy sunstick layer breaking up underneath my fingers as I'm cleansing it off. So I can feel it right? Physically feel it on my skin. But when I'm wearing this throughout the day, I am not feeling it. I am not constantly reminded that I'm wearing a sunscreen because I'm not like constantly feeling the weight of it on my face, the grease of it on my face, or seeing in the mirror like, oh, what the heck happened? Oh, it must be my sunscreen is making me a disco ball, right? So it's really rare in that instance. Like, definitely for a sun stick, it's very rare, but even just like in sunscreens in general, right? It's rare that you're not reminded that it's on your face. So I just really love the texture of this. It truly delivers on the matte claim. And if you want to get super technical about it, maybe you would call it a semi-matte finish. But quite honestly, I've never encountered a sun stick that has this type of finish on the skin at all. It's so comfy to wear. Now, it's February. I live in Wisconsin. As I mentioned, we got quite a bit of snow this month. I've been doing a lot of shoveling as a new homeowner, and shoveling is a really good workout, let me tell you. I don't have a snowblower. Shoveling is amazing. It's such good cardio, and you will be sweating from your ponytail to your snow boots. At least I do. And I cannot tell you how painful it is when you're sweating and your sunscreen drips into your eyeball and it's just like burns so badly. It's happened to me a lot more than I care to admit. But with the sun stick, I've actually been reaching for this. And if it snows again, which it could, I'm going to grab this, and this is what I'm going to wear when I go out to shovel, and I'm going to be all sweaty because I know this is not going to travel into my eyes. It's not going to sit in my sweat and like sting my eyes. So it's just overall a really handy sunscreen product to have. In all the sunscreens that I have, to choose from, this definitely has a place in the sunscreen wardrobe. It's been really helpful for me this month. I want to put some spotlight on the Etude lip fixing tints. Now, these have been my go-to lip color for like the last couple of months. I have been really obsessed with these, and I just think the formula is out of this world. So I really wanted to talk about them this month because wow. Kind of like with the sun stick, I am wearing them today. My lip color is the Etude House Lip Fixing Tint. And I have to say, I love the matte trend in lip color, but like the sun stick, I do get afraid of matte products in general because it usually is a clue to me that it's going to dry my skin out. Anything that is matte tends to be very drying. And honestly, I have this memory in my mind of being in like 6th or 7th grade, definitely not allowed to wear makeup at that point in time, but I remember like stealing one of my mom's lip colors and like putting it on, like she wasn't home, like putting it on, and then I went with my friends to like go to a movie, and I was like, I feel like such a grown-up because like I have a lipstick on, I'm like going to the movies, we're like in 7th grade. We're the bomb. But I remember putting that on and my lips were like on fire. They were so dry because it was like a matte formula, and it really scarred me because my lips were like cracked and chapped for like a week after wearing them. It was a disaster. And it really turned me off to matte anything lip colors because I was like, this is not what I want. I've always been like a lip gloss girl. Okay, so anyways, bad memories aside, I've definitely gotten more into matte formulas ever since I've gotten to K-Beauty because K-Beauty knows what's up with lip colors. Wow, not only do they create lip colors that just last a really long time, that stay on your lips, because they do really go for like that tint formula a lot that helps to stain your lips, and it helps the color stay on through drinking beverages or eating or whatever. Like they just really last on your lips throughout the day. But they've always really nailed the formula so that they feel almost even hydrating on the skin. Or if they're not hydrating, they're not drying. They're just neutral on the lips. And that's how I feel about this formula. You get that really nice matte finish. This isn't even like a velvet matte. I think this is like a true matte lip color, but it does not feel drying on the lips at all. You could absolutely do like a gloss on top of this if you really wanted to, and I do sometimes to change things up, but honestly, even wearing it matte, it just feels very, very comfortable. Let me tell you what I have, because I only have 2 colors right now. So the first one, this is the one that I'm wearing. This one is called Midnight Mauve, and it's definitely like a dusty rosy type of color. It's definitely like a pink a pinkness to this that I really, really like. The other color that I recently picked up in my Yes Style haul from back in December, that was a pretty big haul, right? This is the Vanilla Cream Fixing Tint. It does look quite similar to the Midnight Mauve, but this is more of a brown-based neutral than like a pink-based neutral. And so that's kind of the differences between the two. And I've really been enjoying that one too when I just want to do something just really neutral, you know, nothing with like a huge pop of color or anything, just very, very neutral. I just don't know how K-Beauty does it. I mean, their formulas are always so advanced, but their prices are always so reasonable. And like, especially when it comes to the makeup in the lip category, especially, not just Etude House, although like I really highly recommend these. I just find K-Beauty lip products in general are just way far ahead of any other makeup market. Like they just really nail the formulas time after time. And so yeah, that's one area where like I'm like almost exclusively K-Beauty because they just perform and they're very easy on the wallet. Greetings from the future. Just kidding. I just finished filming a different video, which you can see on my channel really soon, but I wanted to share with you my February favorites monthly wrap up. You know, this is where I get to share a lesson or an insight that I learned this month. And when I was filming today's video, I just really needed like a minute to marinate in what I wanted to talk about this month. And so here I am from the future. But what I wanted to talk about this month is actually about revisiting like past versions of yourself. Because I realized this is what I've been doing unintentionally a lot this month. I have been going back to a lot of like old books and TV shows, music, video games even, that meant a lot to me at different points in my life, but I haven't really revisited them in the last couple of years. So I have gone back to one of my favorite books that I've had like as my favorite for decades, basically at this point. And I have reread it quite a bit throughout like adulthood, but I have to say every time I read it, it brings out something different. Like I bring something different to the text because of my different experiences, just more life being lived. I can not only bring a different version of myself, but I'm also bringing out different things from the text and different lessons and different meaning. It's so interesting. A lot this month, I have been going back to old music that I loved, especially like as a teenager or like in my early 20s, you know, when like music like spoke to your soul and it was like just like the soundtrack to everything that was happening for you. Yeah, I've been going back to that kind of music, and it's like, wow, remember when? Remember those times? Remember when this song meant this to me? Or, you know, you listen to it as an older version of yourself or a better version of yourself, right? And you hear the lyrics in a much different way, and it brings a different meaning to you. I recently started playing video games that I haven't played. I don't have time for video games. This is a really a true self-care moment for me to give myself the time to just like indulge in a video game. Certainly like it's nostalgic. It reminds me of different times when things maybe were simpler, times when things were maybe potentially easier, times when I was younger, times when I was a different version of myself, still me. I'm not a different person. I am just a different evolution of myself now, but I do still find it so incredibly insightful to go back and visit older versions of myself and revisit older versions of myself with kindness, with grace, with compassion, right? Because I'm not always proud of who I was in my older versions, right? But I can also see myself with kindness and compassion and see that there was still so much goodness there. There was still so much life and vibrancy there and so much potential, right? I can also look back at myself at different versions of my life and see how far I've come, which is incredibly affirming, which definitely reminds me of my strength as a person, which reminds me that I can do hard things and get through hard times and come out as a better version of myself. I think we always need that reminder. When times get tough, it feels like the world is crashing in on you. But when you see how far you've already come, how much you've overcome, that you already are capable of doing hard things, it's good to remind yourself of that. But also reminding me like past versions of myself also prioritized fun a little bit more. Also prioritized other things that maybe have fallen out of my routine with like the whole like I gotta be an adult kind of attitude. So it's kind of nice to embrace the playfulness. It's kind of nice to embrace some more of that indulgent self-care time a little bit more. But it's also nice to see, you know, revisit the past, but also come back to the present, right? With those warm, fuzzy feelings and like bring that out into the current and present here now moment. That's what I want to talk about this month. That's what I want to encourage you to do is embrace older versions of yourself, older things that made you happy. It is a real trip down memory lane, but it is so worth it. So now it's your turn to let me know your favorite products or maybe a lesson you learned this month. Let me know in the comment box below. I would love it if you would hit subscribe if you haven't already. I feel like we have a connection going. Let's keep it going. I release a lot of new skincare content throughout the week. I do long form videos. I do shorts as well. So maybe turn on notifications so you're never out of the loop. I hope you are healthy, you are happy, and you are safe. And I can't wait to see you in the next video. I'll talk to you soon.